hoping that I can maybe return the favor and teach you something with one of these screencasts, right? TrainingPeaks just ate my long comment on the TT and I had to retype it, and you had mentioned that this happened to you once or twice before. So wanted to introduce a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes in the web application here, in the hope that maybe you can do a little bit of a Hail Mary. It's not going to work for all situations, but in a lot of cases it might save your comment from getting lost in the ether. So a little bit of a background. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but modern web pages work on a principle that used to be quite revolutionary in like the mid-late 2000s in the web 2.0 days, and that was called AJAX back then, meaning asynchronous JavaScript and XML. And what that means now is something that's so obvious and banal that it's basically incorporated into every element of modern web design. But basically you get served a static HTML web page along with a bunch of JavaScript code, and then that JavaScript works in the background to make other requests from an HTTP server and then rewrite part of the document, the HTML document object tree, based on what it gets back. And that's why you load a page and then it behaves as a singular application and doesn't require typically going to any other pages. Instead, other features open up within the UI, but it seems like it's just a page that keeps changing as one page, And TrainingPeaks is no different in that regard. So browsers like Safari and in this case Chrome actually offer you a lot of tools to inspect what's going on there, and that can be really helpful in certain situations. So let's go to this TT comment that I had retyped and reposted, and let's actually copy it into my copy buffer and press Command C and copy it, and then let's delete it. Hope it doesn't get lost again. I'm willing to take that risk. So Safari and Chrome both have some kind of developer tools or developer console that you can open and inspect the network traffic, and I think the only catch is that it actually has to be open in order for you to get any useful information out of it in real time. So in other words, it's not going to show you background network requests that are happening while you don't have it open. So next time you go to TrainingPeaks, just if you use Chrome, and Safari has something similar, in the case of Chrome, go to View, Developer, and Developer Tools. You can also reach this by pressing Option Command I on your Mac. And you can see that amidst the many, many things that are available here is a tab called Network. And again, Safari is going to have something similar. And it says Recording Network Activity. And you can confirm that it's for app.trainingpeaks.com. So then just keep this window in the background and just reload the page. And then get to commenting on on my workout. I'm going to paste the comment back here. And I'm going to save it. But you and I are going to pretend like it didn't actually save, like it just disappeared into the ether and something bad happened. So let's say you click save, nothing happens, and it doesn't show up in the box. Well, if you go back and look at the network requests that were made by this page, it's going to make quite a few of them in the background, as you can see, to pull various types of image assets, sprites, graphics, icons, yada, 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 chunked pieces of JavaScript that only execute if you do X and not Y and are loaded on demand, all kinds of stuff. But buried somewhere in here, you're going to see a request to a URL called comments. It's just going to be named comments in this list. But the full URL is going to be tpapi.trainingpeaks.com, yada, yada, yada. It's going to end with comments. Now, the first of these is what's called an options request, otherwise known as a pre-flight request. This is some security stuff. You can just ignore that. What you are looking for is the next request, which is a post request, and you can see that under the headers subtab here. A post request actually takes the data that you entered and it posts it to the API, and that's how it actually ends up on the page. So if you go to this request and you go to payload, oh, and I should mention, very, very, very important, do not reload the TrainingPeaks page. If this happens, you're going to lose all this stuff. So do not reload the page. But having gone to the post request for comments, you can go to payload and you can find that the value of the comment is right here. And in fact, you can copy the value if you right click on it and open some kind of text editor. I don't know. What do we edit with nowadays? And voila, you can paste it, and there it is. And then you just recovered it, and then you can figure out what to do next. Now, obviously, another fairly simple workaround is to type all your comments in an external editor and just paste them into TrainingPeaks, but that gets old, and you're not going to do that. And anyway, I hope maybe this helps you someday.